This is absolutely Essendon match review, round 12 game against the Kangaroos. The Dons just got over the line, fell over the line, you could argue, winning by 6 points. That places us sixth place on the ladder. Were we lucky?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think
not even a little bit.
No, we beat one of the greatest AFL sides that's ever graced a football field on Sunday.
And you say that because?
Of their supporters. I mean, let's face it, they have a rather deluded view of the world. That's all I can say.
Do they?
Yeah, but look, to be honest with you, the media as well could be cast in that light because, I mean, reading the newspapers, listening to some of the commentary as I watched the replay after the game, you'd think that North Melbourne had won the bloody grand final, the way they were carrying
Brave
on.
Roos.
It was like that. And it's like, hang on a second, we won the game.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I just want to make this point, as our coach, our great coach Brad Scott said, they were the more experienced side with the greater greater average age.
Yeah,
so
higher average age. Yes.
Higher average rate, correct.
Yeah.
And you know they had half a dozen first round draft picks running around in that side yesterday.
Yeah.
And all ours are out at the hangar playing in the VFL. So you know, look, I think Essendon did very well against an admittedly much improved North Melbourne. And credit to Rutten, that guy.
Ben Rutten.
Brett Ratton. I mean, he's made a big difference, hasn't he, for the Kangas?
He has.
I mean, Alistair Clarkson, the question's got to be asked, right?
Well, yeah, and I think you're getting a bit too sensitive. The media's they're all about pumping. It's like they take it in turns in between who they pump up. Now, yes, they seem to skip Essendon.
So you thought we were lucky to win? Is that what you're saying?
I think we could have very easily lost. Very easily lost.
Yeah, no,
we
were always in control.
I think the Roos supporters should call the cops. They got robbed.
Yeah, well, that's your call. What do you think? Razor robbed them. Razor Ray Chamberlain's folks.
Ray. He generally screws us over. Well, and I was expecting that because I reckon I could pick out.
Mate, he screwed us so badly yesterday, I could barely walk after that game.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, they send the guy to do the centre bounces. There's 4 of them out there now. They send to the centre bounce the one guy who can't bounce the ball because he's only 3'6".
Right.
Not saying there's anything wrong with being vertically challenged.
No.
But he's tossing the ball up and it was just conveniently being tossed straight to their ruckman every time.
You think he was adding a little bias? A little bias to the throw.
I mean, no one else will say it, but I will.
Right.
He can't umpire.
Oh, no, I can say it.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
I think everyone does.
I'll say it.
Yeah, all right. I think.
All right. Okay.
I know a lot of their fans were trolling our comments from the preview.
They were, and I just, I think the point needs to be made, and we appreciate you watching. We appreciate it. But the title of our channel is absolutely Essendon. So I don't know what makes you think that we're footy classified or AFL 360. I'm not Gerard Waitley.
Don't say it. Don't say it. I know you want to.
I was. Okay. No. All right. Okay. I'll cut it short. But we're going to be...
You're going to say Caroline Wilson?
We're going to be a little bit biased, and we are perhaps going to talk a little nonsense at times.
I think you can accuse us of a lot of things. I don't think bias is one of them. I think we've always had a fairly level-headed approach to the opposition.
Sure.
And we give credit where it is due.
Yes.
I mean, they're just useless. I can't say anything more than that. What, you want me to lie? So how did the shin boner spirit work for them on the weekend?
Mate, it had them in the game for 98.7% of the time.
And then it lets them down in a heartbreaking loss.
All right.
I don't think I'd be carrying that around as my claim to fame, shin boner spirit. I think we'd just toss that to the side and go, it isn't working.
It's just a brand.
All right, let's talk about the game.
It's just a brand. All right, okay, we'll let it go. But anyway... yes. All right. We'll move. That's all we need to say about.
There'll be more, but we'll go to the game. I think everyone, including our very large North Melbourne. In fact, I think we've got a larger following of North Melbourne fans than the actual football club itself.
Well, what Possibly. It seemed to be from the comments that we received. But, we have noticed, and what has been most unexpected in the setting up of this channel a couple of months ago is the number of supporters from...
I think they're buzzing through at the moment.
opposing teams that have stuck around. They've decided to stick around, and we do appreciate that.
Oh, sorry.
We never expected
Just
that.
to interrupt, this is from the gentleman who was in our preview comments. He said, fuck off, you two. I'm not listening to you for one more minute. I've unsubscribed.
Really?
There you have it.
Is that right?
Jimmy the kangaroo.
He's they're a little sensitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the game.
That's impressive. He's really onto us very quickly.
I don't know how he got my phone number.
Well, and the fact that we're not really going live. Okay. But nevertheless,
just killed that, haven't you?
The game.
There he is again. I think that might be Alistair Clarkson.
All right, let's talk about the game because there was a lot of good stuff for the Dons.
Sure was.
And in that first quarter, how smoking hot was Zach Merritt?
Yeah, look, I mean, in all seriousness, Zach Merritt. We talk about Zach almost every week, but I think you really have to because he is producing one hell of a season.
But do you remember last year? I'm pretty sure it was last year. There was a couple of games where he was highlighted on those footy shows, whether it was classified or as not chasing. Not giving that 100%.
Kane Corns, probably.
Yeah, probably that guy. He was highlighted and shamed for that.
Yeah.
What do you think's happened? You just want to be captain?
Honestly speaking, I think Kane Corns was talking out of his backside because, if nothing else, Zach Merritt has always been one of the leading tacklers in the team. So, defensively, he's always actually been pretty strong. Is he the defensive runner that he is today? Yeah, I think he's better at it for sure, but he's always been, a fantastic footballer, both on offense and defense. Can
we go with offense and defense?
Well, no.
What's with the American NBA bloody pronunciation?
Okay.
What are you, fucking Charles Barkley?
John Madden.
Just go with the Aussie pronunciation. Defense. Anyway.
Is that seriously? All right. I don't know what to say. I've
had a gutful today.
Offence and defence. It doesn't sound quite the same. Anyway, look, Zach Merritt. He's been, just a sensational player for us this year. And the question again has to be asked: what happens if Zach actually wins the Brownlow but is ruled out as ineligible because he was suspended for laying the baby down in the cot?
You mean, yes. You mean, but what if he polls the most votes? But obviously
Correct.
He can't win the Brownlow because he's been screwed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that could come into play, and I think that would really highlight just the stupidity of the rule makers of this game, because since the real blow up of this sling tackles.
And it was a big blow up.
No one's getting pinged for it now.
Yeah.
And I saw 2 or 3 on the weekend where, quite literally, they're still trying to find the guy's head buried in the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was pile driven so firmly, certainly compared to what Zach got.
It's very fickle kind of rulings down there at AFL House.
That could become an issue. I mean, I'd hate to think he actually polls the most and is not going to get the medal. That'll be the second Essendon player in a decade to be ripped off in terms of Brownlow medals.
Exactly.
Nick Martin.
Mate.
The Macedonian marvel.
He's 50% Macedonian, 48.
He's enough.
But he is fantastic. I've loved him for a long time, but gee whiz, he's just silky, I think is the word.
Yeah, look.
He creates stuff when he gets his hands on the ball.
I still can't come to terms with how we got our hands on this kid.
Bargain of the century.
Nothing.
Bargain of the century.
He was cheaper than even Peter Wright.
When you go to a garage sale and you're like, that's all they want for this?
It's like one of those garage sales where you're in the know about something. Hey, they're getting rid of that collector's
They got no
item.
idea. That's a 17th century.
It's a $5 on the table, but it's worth a couple of grand.
Yeah.
That's Nick Martin.
Yeah.
And credit to Dodoro. He picked it.
True.
He spotted the guy and gave him a contract, and we have... he's now currently rated number 2 wingman in the competition.
Yep.
But he's number 1 in terms of goal assists, score involvements.
Yeah.
He's the number 1 rated wingman for delivering the ball inside 50 where the ball is marked.
Yes.
So his quality of disposal is absolutely second to none.
Yeah.
And I just can't believe we're lucky enough to have him, and hopefully we'll have him for at least the next 10 years.
Agreed. I think the other mention, before we forget, I don't know, we probably can't forget, but the winning goal scorer, Massimo D'Ambrosio, that kid... cool in a crisis. I don't know if you've studied that sort of chain of handballs after the Jake Stringer tackle there in the dying moments. Got to Schnelling.
No, but I think you have.
Yes, I have. Got to Schnelling, gave it over to Phillips. Schnelling to Phillips,
and we thank you for your service, Phillips.
He definitely,
and we definitely thanked him for his service. He
definitely didn't want to kick it.
No, he knows better.
He did. He straight over to D'Ambrosio, who was going like this, not like I'm just here. He was like,
"Don't kick it to me.
Just get it to me. Yeah. Just give it to me." Yeah. He wasn't hiding whatsoever.
You make him. My hair
no, but that's what you want to see. He's just a young kid, and just in a crunch moment, he said, "I'll take care of this."
Move over, Sammy Durham.
And he did.
Hold my beer.
I just love that these young kids are getting moments like that. Yeah. That's got to help, because once that gets inside your DNA,
you're there.
That's never leaving.
No, well,
ever.
I mean, it's like it's rubber stamping your presence in the football team, isn't it? When you can win the game off your boot.
Yeah.
And I want to even float this past you, because I know you're very fond of all things Italian.
Well,
does he now, by virtue of that magic moment, slide into our top 5 Italian Essendon footballers of all time?
Well, he's definitely rising with a bullet. I think he may. We might have to review that list later on. But before
he'd
that,
have to dislodge someone, and who would it be?
Yeah.
Steve Alessio.
Yeah, I know you always had your eye on Alessio.
He might be getting some shivers as we speak.
Yeah, your eye on Alessio.
Jordan Ridley.
Anyway.
Talk to me about Jordan Ridley.
Yeah, well, look, he was just so solid there, taking some amazing marks as well.
Yeah. So
many intercept marks. He saved, I reckon, another 3 goals as well in what was a pretty high-scoring game.
Yeah, true.
Easily 3, possibly 5.
He took a bit of a hanger as well.
Yeah, he did.
Nice sort of leap over the back. He had his name written all over it.
Yeah.
Excuse the cliche.
Yes.
But I called him the Prince of Defenders a few weeks ago.
You did.
And I think we might upgrade that to the King.
Right.
Because I swear to God, if there's not a cleaner man with the ball across a half-back line, I'd be surprised. He is just so good.
All right, so you've had a promotion there, Ridley.
Yeah.
King status.
King Ridley, I think we might have to go with for now. But he was great. Right. And also his partner in crime, Laverde, Jaden Laverde, was just owning the ball across the half-back line for a while. I think it was in the third quarter, or even maybe the last quarter, just intercept mark after intercept
We had a few players take head hits. Him,
Caldwell,
who did very well. Caldwell did.
Dirty, fuggy North Melbourne lot, isn't it?
Yeah, what it was?
Well, they had 2 sent off with concussion, so I suppose it goes both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think so.
No, we had a few guys wrapped up like mummies in that game.
We did. It was like a World War II infirmary ward.
Jai Caldwell, did you mention him?
Yeah, well, I just did, but we probably should put a underline there because he did. He did very well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if Darcy Parish isn't up on the Gold Coast working on his tan, I'd be surprised.
You think?
Yeah.
We're down in Geelong.
Will he get back in the side?
Is there space?
Of course, there's a space.
Yeah.
I thought overall, our boys did really well. We had a few underperformers.
Yes.
I don't like singling out people.
No, you don't. You despise it.
I've never done that before.
Do you want me to do it?
How shit was Wiedemann?
Oh my God! If I was thinking during the game, because there Ben Mackay was just marking a bit. He was intercepting as many as Ridley. To be fair,
I'm not a fan of Ben Mackay, but gee, he looked like prime Glenn Jakovic yesterday.
He really did. So if you're Wiedemann and you're nowhere near the ball, maybe just think, he seems to be getting it a lot. I might just go hang around him. Yeah. See what happens.
Tag him.
Yeah, exactly.
Do something. Just do something. Do you know he's kicked 2 goals in his last 4 games?
I do know that.
Yeah. I mean, I know we took a punt with him, and look, he hasn't been totally bad. No. But when he's bad, he's horrifically bad. Yeah. And I think he had 3 disposals yesterday. 4 was it? Didn't score. Yeah. He had a few weeks ago a similar game playing against Brisbane on Harris Andrews. So, maybe it'll change when Peter Wright comes into the side and he's not, the guy that's getting the number 1 defender.
I think you're being optimistic.
But I somewhat feel that he had similar experiences at Melbourne. He wasn't that much better when Ben Brown or McDonald or any of those other tall Melbourne forwards were playing.
Yeah.
So I do question whether he's a long-termer for us. But anyway, he's doing his best, I'm sure, and that's all we can ask for, as bad as it is.
Sure. Consistency is what you want to see. Yeah. That's what helps the side.
Yeah. So I don't know. Look, I wouldn't mind actually just saying this much, because I have been a little bit mean to North Melbourne.
Really?
I know they're a bit fragile.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he's still going for it.
I just want to quickly say, I think within 2 to 3 years, they're going to be a very, very good football team. And when you look across their playing list, there's some fantastic young talent in that team.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
My God. Wardlaw,
yeah.
George Wardlaw.
He is smoking.
Yeah, and Sheasel's already had a lot of acclaim this year, but certainly both those boys were amazing. I haven't seen a guy pick up the ball so cleanly as Wardlaw seems to do. So, look, good luck, North fans. I hope your team delivers for you.
Yes.
You've got a lot to look forward to. Maybe not with Clarko as the coach, but...
is that right?
You know, I think Ratton's done a fantastic job for them.
You think he's going to cement his position?
You know, the thing is, none of those North Melbourne nuffies will be watching long enough to hear all this good stuff. They would have already blown up their computer or run down to get their meds or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But,
well, you know, it was interesting. It's like they felt like they were obliged to watch this, even though, you know, it's just free content on the interweb.
They secretly love it.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. So there you go.
All right.
I think that's probably way too much.
It probably is. Don't know how this will work out in editing, but thank you very much for watching. We'll be back with our preview of the last game before the bye. I'm edgy about it.
If you reckon North got it bad, wait for the next episode.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.
We're out.
Bye for now.
Bye.
See ya. Bye-bye.